Hey there, lads and lasses. This here is thunderhand64 coming at you from the oh, Generations Minecraft Realm server. Sort of. I mean, we're in creative mode today, and yeah, we're actually in creative mode. And what I'm going to do is uh, in the Generations Minecraft Realm server, in our world that we're currently in at Mushroom Island Central, I wanted to build at least two structures there. I wanted to build a villager trading hall for all the players to use, and I wanted to build a hotel. And so what I want to do is I want to get into into creative mode, and I want to work out my design, choose my materials and stuff, get the mock up the way I like it, and then I will go back into our survival world where I'll reproduce it there. And I don't consider that cheating. I think that that's fine as long as, I'm not doing creative mode in the survival world, but doing the design in the creative mode, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. So here we are today doing this, all right? And the design I'm going to use is from Logical Geek Boy's Simply Minecraft series, Easy Villager Trading Hall. And I'm going to use that for the basis of my design, but I usually wind up altering it in some ways because I'm known to build a pretty darn good villager trading hall myself. Thank you very much. With my own kind of design. You can see some of the elements of my design in the booths that I've set up in our survival world. And my villager trading hall is something like that. It's similar to that. But I wanted to ramp it up a little bit. I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting. I wanted to incorporate a zombie walking on a track behind the villagers where he can sight into a villager and do the conversions. And I wanted to do that as safely as possible so other players can do that without killing the villagers, without destroying the structure and stuff like that. And I was looking at Logical Key Boy's design, and he looks like he has some pretty cool ideas here. And I think it's pretty much accident proof. And so as close to that as we can get. So I'm going to try to build something here today and get something started. And also, I want to choose materials for it too, because I want it to have a certain aesthetic and not just function. Usually I focus on function, function, function all the time. But, this volume of generations, I want to try to incorporate more aesthetics than I usually do. And it'll give me an idea also of what kind of materials that I need to choose. So we are in our creative mode, our creative world right now. And I'm going to head off in a certain direction here. And by the way, that's my skin. That's what I look like without my armor on. It looks just like me. I'm thinking of changing my skin though. I've had this skin for a long time. I should really get something a little bit more interesting. I have some ideas, so I'm going to use a skin editor, and I was going to go with a Mushroom Island kind of theme for it, and I think that's going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully I'll have some time. It's just time to make a skin right now. I really don't have time for that. So we'll see what I can do there. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build myself a little pylon so I can easily see this stuff. I've set my world spawn at 0, 0. I should spawn in there every single time. And that was over there by the beacon. And then, as I work on these builds, I make a little pylon that's really easy to spot immediately, like this. And that way I can keep the debug screen off. Okay, that's fine. Now I'll build out in this area and stuff. So you can see I have another pylon back there while I don't have my render distance set and stuff. And so let me see. While I'm waiting to build here, now I did the best here. I just now the realms, Minecraft Realms. When you have a Realms account, it allows you to upload uh, at most 3 maps, but you can only have one at a time currently in play. So what I did is I switched out the survival map and I put in this creative map. And I did the best I could. I set it so it's the realms isn't quite as configurable as it is on your own PC or on your own server, on an independent server. But I could do some configurations, like I turned off mob spawning. I may wind up turning that back on because I'm going to need those villagers, right? I turned off NPC villagers. I turned off all mobs. I set it so it's constantly daylight, and I've done a few things like that. And so we should be all set to build here. And so I'm going to be reviewing Logical Geek Boy's video here, and I'm going to get his design for this. And I'm probably just going to build his upright, just step by step. So unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of instances where I'm paused and watching his video. Maybe not too exciting for you guys to watch, but okay, here's the part where he actually starts building it. And he gives all the supplies that he needs because he is awesome. Okay, and one of the other things I want to do is I want to get the chat screen loaded here. All right, and my audio is definitely working. There we go. And let's get this up and running. And let me see, Blubs is in there. Blubber Enforcer is in there. Awesome, awesome. Good to see you, dude. Sorry if I didn't see your chat right away. You know, usually my opening takes a few minutes and then I have to refresh the screen. So, hey, good to see you, though. Good to see you. All right, so I'm looking at this Logical Geek Boy design here and how he's setting this up. Unfortunately, I'm looking at it on my phone, so it's going to be very, very hard for me to see because it's so small. Okay, it looks like he has, let me see, are those half slabs or are those full blocks? Looks like he's got full blocks. Yep, it sure does. Okay, and I have to see how big the pad is that he's making there. It looks like it's about maybe 3 blocks wide. Stone bricks. And I'm just going to copy his directly first, and then I'm going to start changing it and choosing my own materials. I also have to be aware of materials that I have access to right now. For example, you know, I haven't gone into the nether yet. I still can though, but I just haven't yet, and I haven't gone to the end yet either. So I haven't fought the Ender Dragon. So things like purple blocks I really don't have access to right now. That looks like it's about 2 blocks wide. It says 3 blocks by, looks like 21. That's what he said. And he left some space underneath it too. So I'm going to leave, let me see. And just to make things easy for me to follow, I'm going to use the materials that he chose. Found out my base is an Ibanez. Ibanez is a good base, man. It's a good base. Nice. I assume it's an Ibanez 4 string? 4 string or 5? And let me see. This is about 1, 2, 3. And he said he has 21 blocks deep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. There we go. Great. Wow, it's been a while since I've worked in creative mode. But you know, I feel usually I improvise this stuff just right in my survival mode, into my survival map. But I feel now that I'm streaming more, I'm obligated to work out my designs. Now mostly streamers do this off camera, and they'll build it in creative mode off camera, and then they'll get their design down, and then they'll have it playing. Right? They'll make a video of it, have it playing next to them, and then while they're streaming in their survival world, they're looking at that as a reference. 4-string, great. Right. You know, playing bass, about 50% of playing bass is learning how to mute the strings. That's why they say it's the notes that you don't play. Well, that's what they're talking about. That's getting to be like a meme-ish thing for bass players to say in interviews now, and it's like, dude, you're really gonna, or dudette, you're really gonna say that again. But string muting is a really big deal. It really is. So dampening the strings that you're not playing and only letting the notes play, and only the duration too. Pluck, mute, pluck, mute, pluck, mute, and learning how to mute with both hands. And so four string, that's a lot easier to do with a four string. That's why you have your great bass players like Billy Sheehan, Victor Wooten. They pretty much stick to their four strings. You don't see them going up five and six. But there are muting techniques for fives and six string basses, but they're a lot more challenging. I have a five string fretted bass and I have a six string fretless bass. And I don't really play those a lot. I'm modifying them. I've been, they've been mothballed for about a year now, and I really got to get up off my butt and finish modifying them and get them out and get them playing again. And because the BC Rich actually needs a little bit of work, and so I need to get that on the bench and take those off the bench and start playing those again. And so the muting techniques that I've been working on for my four string, I'm going to have to now adapt for my five, and that's going to be challenging. That's going to be challenging. But four string is awesome. I could really fly on four string now. Okay, so this is the bass that he has, no pun intended, the platform that he's building on. All right, and then I think next he lays down these 2, 3. He has these wooden planks, 4 with slabs on top. Oh no, he's just using those. Okay, so he's laying out the half slabs like that, and I think he's using andesite half slabs. And again, I'm just copying his materials because it's easy to follow the tutorial if I at least start out with the materials that he's doing, and then I'll think about changing those up afterwards. And so let me see. He did something like this to get those started. And I think he's just doing everyone like this. Of course, I could just place them all like this, right, and then just knock out the middle ones. Like so. And now it makes sense that he did an odd number of blocks on the bottom. All right. Oh, and he put some wooden blocks on the end. Okay. All right, he's got some planks on the end here. So let me see. He just used regular oak planks like this. And like that. I bet fretless is hard to play. Yeah, fretless is hard to play. Some things about it are hard. Some things are easier, though. You find anything that you adopt like that is going to be 50-50. And people just focus on, oh, it's so hard, it's so hard. But some things are easier. Some things are easier. Like my six string, even though it's fretless, it does have the lines on the neck, where I don't have any strings on it right yet because it's mothballed, but here I'll show you quickly. You can see this is the sixth string, so I need to make adapters for the tuners and stuff. That's why I have the middle strings off and they're slack right now. But this is the sixth string. But you can see that it has the lines where the frets should be, so you know where to put your fingers, right? But you'll see that there aren't any frets on there. It's just the lines, and that helps you with your intonation. And then after a while, you just get so used to hearing it, right? Especially if you're really good, your ear is good, right? You get so used to hearing it that you make micro corrections, right? So you'll be, oh, that's a little flat, and you'll slide it up. Ooh, that's a little sharp, and you'll slide it down. So it's difficult. It's difficult to play fast on the fretless. But it has some other advantages too. Like the fretted basses are on even temperament. That means that you may know this already, but the octave is divided up in such a way where each note is actually a little bit out of tune. I think it's by 7/12 is the ratio, and each note is a little bit out of tune, but they're all out of tune by the same ratio. I think it's 7/12, and so it's not as noticeable. But after you play for a long time, you start to notice it, especially when it's a solo instrument and there's no other instruments playing. You start to hear that it's a little out of tune, right? And you start to hear that dissonance just a little bit. Well, the good thing about the fretless is that you're not stuck with those fret positions. that you can slide the note up or down a little bit and go into just intonation, which I don't know if you know what that is, but just intonation is you're tuned to a specific key, right? And so you should look this up. You should look up Adam Neely's videos on YouTube. He's really, really good. He comes off as, like, when you first listen to him, he sounds really snobbish and pretentious, but that's just his style. When I first heard him, I'm like, oh, dude, you know. But then as I listened to him more, I understood that's his style and everything. And he's really a brilliant YouTuber and an amazing bassist and a musician. And so you should watch some of his videos if you're interested in that kind of thing. But in that way, fretless is a little bit easier. It's hard to play fast and in tune, but it's easier to play slow and in tune, I think. And it sounds more musical. Plus, you can do really cool things, like you could slide harmonics and stuff. It's really neat. So, all right, back to building. Dude, I could do a whole stream on just playing bass. So, Minecraft stream. But I don't mind talking bass a little bit. Okay, so it looks like he has, next he's putting composters in. All right, so let's do that. And if you want to follow along on the video that I'm watching, it's Logical Geek Boy's video, and I'm not sure if he does that all in one word or not. He does it more like this. I don't think the case makes a difference for the search, though. Right. It's his video, and the title of the video is Easy Villager Trading Hall with Zombie Discounts. All right. And so that's the video that I'm following right now. So if you want to follow along and you have another device free that you can look at that upon, then that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm following. Composter. I could just do this. There we go. Like I said, I don't use creative mode enough, and that's going to change, though, with this volume of generations. I plan to use it a lot more now for designing the builds before I build them on the server. Yeah, he's really good. Two streamers that I watch a lot are Adam Neely and Rick Beato. Oh man, you got to check out. So Adam Neely and Rick Beato. Yeah, those guys are the guys I watch the most. Today's generation, I sound like an old guy to say that. That's because I am an old guy. But you guys are very, very lucky. I mean, we're all lucky that we have YouTube now and online video like that, because when I was 14 and I was learning bass, man, there was none of that stuff. There was none of that stuff. There was you and a vinyl record and your bass. That's what you had. And occasionally you might go to a music store and you might find sheet music, like on the Iron Maiden songbook, and some dude would transpose a couple Iron Maiden songs or something, and they wouldn't be 100% accurate, but they would get you like 50% there, and then from there you could have good listening skills and figure out the rest. All right, what did he do next here? He's got trapdoors facing down, got it, right behind each composter. So we come over here, we do trap. And we go around to the back side like so. And I believe he's going like this. Yeah, he's got that. Place first. Position next. Like so. Polished andesite blocks. You make a little ledge. Okay, got it. Oops. Polished andesite blocks. Let's do that. And he's doing that. So far this is cool, and I think this is intentional from him. He's using all materials that you can get in an early game, and I think this is intentional for him. So because it's his Simply Minecraft series, and he takes something like a villager trading hall and he tries to build it as simply as possible, but as highly functional so you still get good rates and stuff out of it. Okay, that's looking good. Okay, now he's using glass in the back. All right, got it. Get my caps lock off. All right, and if I'm not mistaken, how did he do this? He did this over here. Oops, not that. He did this. And then he did this. Oops. Like such. Sorry if I take a while to respond. I'm on the phone and autocorrect is a pain. Hey, don't sweat it, man. With these hands are for smashing and for playing bass. You know, I can barely type at all. And the phone, for me, is the worst interface ever. I can't feel the screen because, you know, my hands are old and they're numb. I mean, I've got the skin, the callus on my fingertips, and I've got so much nerve damage and stuff. I can't feel the phone when I'm holding it and stuff. It's really bad. So the phone is the worst for me. So you know, that's all right. I hear you. Okay, so that's his next move. He's got that. And this is the chamber, I believe, in which the zombie will be moving back and forth. Oh, hold on a sec. Let's make some adjustments here. Cranking that up for the lightning bolt at the beginning and the end. Well, now for the end because I've already done the beginning. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is good. This is good. All right. All right, looks like he's putting a... Got it. Okay, so we need a bunch of levers next. And they're levers, not levers. At least that's how I say it. Hawk with the hands. There we go. Let me see, what's his initial position on that? Because actually it does matter. Almost. Okay. A little bit too much. A little bit too much. Okay, it looks like they're all flipped down. Okay. So his initial position is just like that, just as I have it. All right, and then it looks like he has some andesite here, and how did he do this? He did this like that, and that like that. So we can do 2 rows and then knock out the portions we don't need. Let me see. If you have already turned a villager into a zombie, can you do it again? Yes, you can do it many, many times and keep the trades getting lower and lower and lower. Usually in my villager trading halls, though, I just do it once. Okay, that's good. Usually I just do it once because that gets the main trades that I use the most down to 1 item per emerald. So, okay, and then let me see. I need sticky pistons. And piston is positioned upward, I believe. Right, let's do that. Okay, so I'm going to have to find... Now, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking to myself the things that I'm going to have to come up with in my creative world. I mean, my survival world. Creative world. In my survival world. And it's like, okay, well, we're going to need to find some slimes, everybody. And I'm trying to remember, do I remember seeing any swamps around? There we go. That works. These are going to be a little slow placing. Okay, and then I need a little bit of redstone here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we need a little bit of redstone. Okay, and so when we bring this up, that should go up, and then when we pull it down, it should bring the block down, right? And I think I need to go back and do that for each one of these now. Not entirely certain. Let's see what he's done here. Is he just going to throw it back into position when he's done? Yeah, he flipped all of the switches in the up position. Right, so he's got them all in the up position. Do you say caramel or caramel? Or caramel? I say caramel, actually. Like I don't say caramel coated apples, I said caramel coated apples. So 3 syllables for that. Okay, that's looking good. How do you say it? Which one do you say? Okay, next he's got some wooden planks doing that. Wood planks, wood planks, wood planks. Yeah, it looks like this, I think. There we go. Oh, one more, one more, one more. Voila, we're not finished yet. Got it. Okay, and then observers in between. Okay, and the output is facing back here. So I've got observers here. Observer, like this. And then the outputs will be facing back, like so. Oops. Oops again. And oops again. Okay. Just curious. I got to do a count here and see how many he has. I didn't count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to need 8 and 8, actually. You say caramel, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, sticky piston on top, block in the back. All right, so let's do this. Coming off of the observers, like this. I think I know what he's doing here. This is to drop the villagers down into their slots. I think that's what he's doing. And let me see, still have the sticky pistons and the hotbar. That's good. They go on top, and I think they go on top of the observers. Yes, they do. Like this. Okay, like that. And then he's got some redstone dust. So you can see what's going to happen here is, let me see, when he passes down through here, that's where the observer is going to send a pulse here and activate the sticky piston and push it forward, and it's probably going to push some block out over the hole so it closes up on top of him. Okay, those look like staircases. Wooden staircases, yes. Okay, wooden staircases. And again, you know, he's choosing these materials. I can tell he's choosing these materials for early game building. Let me see. Random question, but is cereal a soup? I don't think so. I don't think so for one reason. I think soup technically has to consist of broth. If you were going to question the status of cereal, though, I think it would be more of a stew, actually. Although, well, I don't know. It might be. I don't think it's a soup, though. I don't think it's a soup. If anything, I would think it would be more of a stew. I'm not exactly sure. You know who would know, though? Alton Brown would know. I don't know if you've heard of Alton Brown, though. He is super, super, super cool. Okay, and then he's... Oh, okay, he's closing in some glass from behind there. And it looks like front and back along the walkway. And so it looks like he has glass on either side of this. Let's do this. So I think he's doing something like that for his walkway. should have placed the top row first. It's easier to do that way. Okay, so you can see this is the walkway, and the villager gets sent down into here. And then when the observer sees them, it drops them in the slot. But if the observer sees that there's a villager already in that slot, I don't think this will open. So how to detect that? Interesting. All right. And so he took a piece of string to test it. And he went around, he did something like this. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think I see what happens now. The first villager will come in here and drop down into the hole, and when they do, this will close up. And then when the next villager comes and they walk over this, got it. Okay, understood. It won't open. They'll close off one by one until this is full. All right, let's break this string. Oops. Unless he leaves, does he actually leave the string there? And I have to listen to what he has to say here. Yeah, okay, it's actually a string. It's almost like a string trap. These actually have to stay here. And so when the villager breaks the string, when they fall in, it'll close behind him. That's his idea. Okay, all right, I can see that. You know what? I may not wind up doing this, though. Oh, this is odd. Now I've got... I want the string when it's in the open position. And now I've got the string in the closed position. So I'm going to have to put the block back and then put the string. There you go. Okay, like that. Now they are primed and ready. Let me see. So where are you going to put this in the server? Okay, so I'm going to put this on Mushroom Island Central. And you may remember the big grass circle. I call it the spawn dais. It's the big circle where everybody spawns. And then there's a straight road. There's the hilly road that I built off to the west. And then there's a straight road that runs to the south. And there's an open spot on either side of the road that's over the water, really. And on one side, I'm going to put right down along the road the trading hall. And then on the other side, I'm going to put the hotel. They're both going to be basically long rectangular buildings, even though I'm going to put some features on there to break up the box, right? They're going to be long rectangular, so it's suitable to have them on either side of the main drag, the main road there. Also, I want to build them out over the water because I want to save the land for players to build their shops on. And that Mushroom Island is actually pretty scarce on land, even though it spreads out over a fairly large area. It's all these narrow like peninsulas and stuff, and there's really not a lot of land on which to build there. So I don't want to take up any land, or I want to take up as little land as possible. So I'll build these mostly out over the water. So that's my plan anyway. And already these are looking like they're pretty big. I just don't think that I'm going to put in the villager drop system here with all of that. I'm probably not going to do that part. I think I can get the villagers in there easily enough without this kind of system, but because eventually, I also don't want the building to be too tall, because I'm going to need a floor for each profession. And if you think about that, that's going to be a lot of floors already, right? And so I really don't want each floor to be more than 4 blocks high if I can help it. It might be a little bit more than 4 blocks because I do want it to feel a little open and airy too. I don't want it to be too claustrophobic in there. I usually build everything very claustrophobically, but so I want to try to get, open it up a little bit. But then again, I don't want it to be too tall because, wow, that thing will be like, I don't know, 200 meters in the air, right? And I don't need that. So on level 1 will be all the farmers on level 1. Level 2 will be the clerics, and then level 3 will be the librarians. And I usually use about 20 librarians, but I might also make a level 4 just in case there's other trades. There's 20 main trades that I go with, but there's more than 20 trades total. And other players might want other trades that I'm really not that interested in. So I'll probably make 2 levels of librarians. And I may put dudes in there and just not convert them. And so players can convert them to whatever they want. I can do that way. And then on top of that, I may have fletchers, stonemasons, leather workers, and stuff. A floor for each one of those. All right, so far so good here. Now he just immediately jumped to this gigantic complex rail system, and he didn't even show how to build that. Okay, so the zombie, this is actually done for the most part. The zombie goes right in here. So the zombie will knock out those glass blocks, and then the zombie will travel up and down this track here. This is where the zombie will be. And I don't know how he plans on activating those trapdoors. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's going to leave them there. Sounds like a cool build. Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be very, very cool. Usually, like I say, I don't go to this kind of extreme to build a trading hall. It's more like the booths that I set up. That's usually adequate for what I need. But again, remember, each player is going to have to go through the conversion process to get the prices down. If I do that once, those prices are only low for me, just for me individually. So immediately I'm going to have to convert all of them, get their prices down. And then I'm going to have to bring Kachi over, and we're going to have to go through it again to get the prices down for him. I may not go through that process. Because I'll probably build my own villager trading hall out at my base and just reduce their prices for me, and I'll let the players, go through the conversion process for themselves. So that's the idea here. I may do it initially once, just in case I'm at Mushroom Island Central and I want to do some trading. I'll already be set up over there. So right now he's just showing how to path the zombie in there. Okay, it looks like he's just flipping up the trapdoors manually. I should have, I would like to have eventually another, I don't think the computer's powerful enough yet, but to have another window open and to be running his video in the other window on my stream, right? So, in fact, let me refresh the stream right now. Now, how are you going to access those trapdoors to activate and deactivate them? Right. Okay. No. Okay. Okay. So he has a couple of things happening here. So what he's doing is he's just going like this, reaching in, going like this, and then replacing the glass block. Yeah, that's not going to be a good thing. So we're going to have to modify that right away. Because each player is going to have to go through the process of doing this. And so what we might wind up doing here actually is making some more trapdoors. Let's see what happens here. So you can reach in, go like that, reach in, go like that, and then go like that again. Yeah, I think that would be better. So modification number 1. Oops. I didn't want to do that. And I might do something, I might choose some different materials here. I might not go with the glass, the function here is, yeah, we could do something like that. Now, what is the hotel going to look like? The hotel basically will have 16 rooms in it, I think. Maybe up to 16 rooms with it. Or it may have 10. It may have 10 rooms in it. Probably more of a, or maybe 12, I'm not sure. But I want to make enough rooms for the max capacity that the server can run. And I think I can get 10 people on the server at the same time. I don't know if I'll ever have 10 people on the server at the same time, but the capacity will be 10 people. So I want at least 10 rooms, and then I might make 1 or 2 more rooms, just in case some players join and then they leave, but then they want to come back and they're inactive, and then there'll be some free rooms. And so I might make some extra rooms, but I'm thinking at least 10 rooms. The rooms are, I hope, to be pretty big. They'll at least have a bed, some chests, and an ender chest in there, and a couple of items like armor stand and a couple of cool things like that. Hopefully, they'll have a view out onto the ocean on either side and on the street. And there'll be a lobby, and there'll of course be some dudes behind the counter. And I'm thinking on having a lectern with a ledger so people can sign in. Thunderhand, room number 1, Kachi, room number 2, and then you can go to the rooms and stuff, and you have a place to keep some goodies there and stuff like that. Some emeralds for trading and some food and some things like that. There should be a place out there where you can park your horse, right? And because horses will be the cars of the island. And also, I'm thinking on the first floor lobby there won't be any rooms for staying in. The first floor lobby will be the counter, and it will be open so you can see the sea behind it. So it'll be up on pillars, and it'll be all open so you don't ruin that ocean view, right? Having stayed at several, really cool hotels, like some of the ones in Hawaii. We were talking with Toes for Life there about Hawaii. And I was talking about that hotel I stayed in Maui, and the first floor lobby was all open, so it didn't obscure that ocean view. And so I'm going to do that with here. So with our hotel too. So it'll look something like that, but it'll be basically long and rectangular, and maybe some sort of circular lobby with two wings off either side, something like that. We're almost done here. If we're going to be coming behind here and activating doors, then we're going to need some sort of walkway here. And so I'm just going to put down more blocks for the walkway, because players are going to have to come along here and they're going to have to walk on this thing. And this level will have to be below those. So they'll just come along like this, activate trapdoors like that, and away they go. All right. And now for a little bit of math from your math teacher, Mr. Thunderhand. All right, so from my other villager trading system, at least for the farmers, like I said, I'm going to have a pumpkin-based economy, and they will buy up to a maximum of 12 pumpkins at a time. And they trade 2 times a day, and there's 64 stacks of 64 pumpkins in a stack. And so what I want to do is, how many villagers do I need and how many stacks do I need, so when I do one round of trading, I don't have any remaining pumpkins, right? So linear equation. It's not that hard, actually. So you make a little function here. And the reason why I'm doing this is doing this on stream right now is I'm going to make a video, and I'm doing this for my Algebra 1 students. This is going to be one of their critical thinking activities, right? And I'm going to actually make a little video, and I'll probably use this in it. And so let me see. If I let y be the number of villagers, and x be the number of stacks, then let me see. Then I need what? 12y, because I can make 12 trades, a maximum of 12 items for each villager, has to equal 64x, like that. All right. So step 1 is to solve this for y, so I divide both sides by 12, like this, and I get y equals, and I think it works out to be 16/3. 16/3. And then you have to think, okay, what number of stacks can I put in for x, where when I multiply by 16, I don't know if this can be seen, if I multiply by 16, y is going to be an integer, because it has to be an integer, it has to be a whole number, because we're talking about villagers. Believe me, you don't want 3.5 villagers. That's disgusting. They'll be like body parts and stuff, right? And so clearly the minimal number that you could throw in here is 3, right? And so you get what? You say let x equal 3, and then you get y equals 16/3 times 3, right? And then of course 3 over 3 simplifies to 1, so you get what? Y equals 16, like this. And so the idea is you need 16 villagers. And so if I have 16 villagers and then I do a trade with 3 stacks of pumpkins, I'll go through 12, 12, 12 for each one of them. And then when I get done, I won't have any leftover pumpkins, and I will have done the maximum trade with each villager, right? And then I can do that 2 times. And dude, the XP and emeralds that you rake in from just one of those runs, especially after you converted them and you get 1 pumpkin per 1 emerald per pumpkin. Wow. You just take out one of your tools and you hold it in your offhand and you make a run, and you will get hordes of XP and tons of emeralds, right? And then you repair all your tools. It's way better than a mob grinder. It's way better than a mob grinder. So I need 16 of those. So I need to expand this so I have 16. And I believe I counted, what, 10 of these? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so I actually need to extend this and put 6 more on. He said moron. All right, and so let me see. I think that's how many I need. So already, if you look at this, I don't know if you can remember the proportions of the Mushroom Island. We don't really have a lot to build with and a lot of land to build with. And this building is already going to be pretty big. This is just 16. On the floor above, on the librarian floor, I may put 20 up there. Or I may just do 2 16s and have 32. That's what I'll probably do. 2 16s and have 32. Let me see, composter. There. That worked out just fine. But I do need to cap the end of it off. What happened to my stone bricks? There they are, stone bricks. Just like that. And that means that that has to come off. And then I need to continue this pattern here. I think I'm doing this. Oops, they go in between. Oh, thunderhand. I'm still geeking out over my math, that's why. Nice. Okay, so yeah, these go between the composters, between them. Because villagers need to be able to access the composter. That's why you can't put anything on top of a composter like that, because then the villagers' trades won't reset. They need to be able to walk up to it and then walk back. So, but you've seen me do my bit with the rowboat where I come over and I drop them into their slots. You know, it's a little bit tedious, but you know, I think that they can, I think I could fill these slots without having to put this whole redstone affair on the top. And even if I did do this redstone affair, once I got all their slots full, I would just go back and remove all that anyway. Because if any one of these guys happen to die, I think it's easy enough just to replace them one by one. I don't think you need the whole walkway like this. I think it's good to have initially, but then after they're full, I think you just remove it and make it a little bit more compact. And similarly, I think all of this stuff underneath could be removed afterwards too. Yeah, all of that could go, right? So I would say like 50% or maybe more of this build is just this apparatus for dropping them in the slots. Optical geek boy, what are you doing, buddy? What are you doing? That's funny. What did he place first, though? He went and he did the trapdoors first, right? I mean, we could always do them afterwards, too. I guess the order doesn't matter. Just thinking what's easier. We're done with the slabs. Let's replace that. And let me see. We put one behind each composter. See, this is also giving me an idea of the size of this thing and how to place it on the island. Can I actually fit it in the spot at which I want to put it? You know, this is going to be a pretty big build, actually. But building big is a good thing. You know, I definitely want to get into building bigger for this volume of generations. It's one of my resolutions. Now see, it's okay to have this because this is going to stay afterwards. You're still going to need to go back afterwards and adjust those. Okay, let's do the wood planks next. Oh, I don't need to do that. Because that simply goes there. That's right. Like so. What did we do next? Observers went next, right? I wonder what the villagers think about being kidnapped by a man rowing a boat on land. I don't know if you watch the Hermit Corellis, but whenever he drops these guys into the booth, he says, "Welcome to your forever job." You know what they're probably thinking? They're probably thinking, thank God I'm out of that pen. Because remember, I have them in the reserves, and I have 8 of them in there at a time. So they're probably saying, oh, those guys were driving me crazy. I'm glad to be out of there. Now I've got my own booth. Okay, I think... Okay, yeah, we place these so they're facing outward. Like that. Good, 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 good. All right, and then we put a block on each one of these like this. And then a sticky piston. Just piston's fine, like that. Let me see, we're finished with observers, that's good. All right. Oops. Hands, do what I tell you to do. And then redstone. And what? Oops. Ark. I have to go back and replace that now. There we go. Okay, that's looking good. No, not that glass. This glass. I wonder what the villagers think about being kidnapped by a man rowing a boat on land. Okay, and now next we need a little bit of redstone, people. And let me think. I thought it was easier just to do something like this. angles. Like such. And then I need to place these so they're facing upward. Oops, not like that. Okay. Then again, once more, again with the redstone. Yeah, right there. Oops. And I think we did this. Like that. Great, great, great. And then I think it was just a matter of placing the glass here. Like that. And how did I finish up how did I cap the end of that? I don't think I did. I think I just left it open, right? No, 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 no. There's a wood plank there. That's right. Like that. Okay. All right. And then the string, right? Like that. Okay. So that's what 16 of those looks like. You know what I'm actually thinking, though? Would be better? I'm actually thinking it would be better to have 8 and 8 on one floor, 8 on another, 8 and 8 on another. Or maybe 10 and 10. Yeah, maybe it would be better to have 10 and 10 like that. And on the bottom, just do 8 on either side. Leave 2 places in the middle for an entranceway. Now, at one end, I'm going to make the pumpkin farm. And at the other end, I'm going to make the bubble vader that goes up and down. And I might have at least, now the pumpkin array farms will go down into the ground all the way down to layer 5, and they'll only come up to layer 1. So at the end, I don't know, I may make some sort of, I don't know what I'll do at the end over there. Because I usually make a bubble vader to bring the pumpkins up. So I'm not sure what to do there. Yeah, I'm not sure quite what to do there. You know what? I'm thinking 10 and 10 is the way to go here for the bottom one. And so now I'm just going to reproduce this whole thing on the other side, and I'll just remove the 6 that I just put on there. But hey, it's creative mode. We can do things like that. Oh, thunder. All right. Let's see. How much room am I going to need here? I'm going to do a different material here, just right down the middle, just to wall it off. And we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, that would be 14 blocks wide. And you know what I'll do with this side? With this side, I won't put all the loading apparatus and everything on this side. This side, I'll only build out 10 of these on the opposite side, and then we can get an idea of what it looks like without all the loading apparatus on it. Can you imagine if I did all this in survival and then I had to go back and... I changed my mind, everyone. Ark! So that's why, like I said, at least for this volume of Generations, you know, now that I'm streaming more, I think I really owe it to you guys, the viewers, to work this out in creative first. And again, you know, I may not use these materials at all here. They're not bad looking, but you know what? I think I can do a little bit better than this. And I think Logical Geek Boy just chose these. I think this is what, my 5th time of saying this, because they're early game materials. You can get these easily enough in early game. Right, and now after this, we won't need... We shouldn't need the levers after this. But we will need the zombie track. We'll call this the zombie track. So the floor level is going to have to be at least that low. And that's fine. That's fine. Going to need ourselves a composter. And let me see. These will go here. Right? E. Er. San. Si. U. Liu. There we go. Okay. And we're still going to need that stuff. Right there. And right here. Okay, that's good. Okay, so actually if I do it side by each, as the Frenchmen say, it's not going to be that long. This would make 20, this would incorporate 20 villagers. And so on level 1, we're only going to need, like I said before, we're only going to need 16. I could do the delete block thing. I think I still remember some of my creative mode commands. Phil. Phil is the one that does it, right? Although, you know, I think it takes more time to set up the fill command than is necessary, but okay, that's actually in part of it. All right, so I think we need to do what? Backslash, and I think it goes fill, with the caps lock. Fill like this. That's right, hold on. I need to be targeting this block too. And you go, let me see, fill like this. I think you can do, is it tab? Like this. Right, and then you come over here like this. Oh, I need to come out one, right there, right? And then queue up the same line again, go to the end, go tab, this, and then you do what, tab like this, and you do, I think it's air like that. Done. Pro tip. I'm going to go by. Okay, hey, Blubs, thanks for stopping by, man. It was great to see you. I appreciate you stopping by the chat, man. I hope to have something good, decent here for you to look at the next time you stop by. So take care, man. Okay, and now this has to meet the new end block, right? Right. Okay, and now this is where we need the half slabs, right? It's not a half slab, it's a full slab. A half slab would be a quarter of a block in some sort of way. All right, let's do this. Right. And we need to break them over each composter like that. As such. All right, we're almost finished up the stream here. Now again, we won't need any of that stuff. We won't need any of that stuff over each villager here. And so on the end, already we can make some changes like that, for example. Maybe not though, because they need to be seen. So you could do something like this. And what I mean by they need to be seen is the zombie needs to be able to see them in order to come over there and target them. So maybe something like that, and then something like that. Okay. So maybe we can do that eventually on the ends. And let me see. Well, let's just place some crap blocks here like this. So I can get one of these started there, and then we'll just carry them across. Fuck. Okay, that's pretty good. Now, the thing is, you have to leave space in here so the zombie can see them. Zombie needs to maintain the line of sight. And one of these should be behind each composter, right? Yes. And then, let me see. Okay, those are further up. That's fine. Oh, I built this wrong in the back. Right, this actually has to be a bit like that. So let's go take these out. Let's go put these in here. There we go. Like that, right? Keep forgetting, do the top block first, Thunder. It's easier. Then go back and put the bottom one in. It's just easier to do. such... Oh, that was a fiasco. Okay. And then we had that whole apparatus with the observers that we will no longer need. And so we can get away with his planks there, I believe. Now the good thing about being in the Mushroom Island is it's not going to be an issue with light for the most part, but we do have to think about light because this is going to be extended out over to the water, and that will be ocean biome, and things can spawn in here. And so there'll be portions of this in which baddies can spawn. So we're going to have to keep that in mind. Oops. Hands. Lock. There we go. Okay, so this is with the loading apparatus. This is without. This is without the loading apparatus. So you can see we're going to come over here and say, hello, Mr. Villager, how you doing? Could you spare me some carrots? How would you like to buy some pumpkins today? Yeah, this should be fine. And you know, if I look at the pathing on the zombie, I may be able to swap these out and make this look a little bit cooler. What I usually like to do is have a sign up above with their trades on them. So you can just run right down here and you can say, let me see, I'm breaking 3. Oh, here he is, I'm breaking 3. And then, oh, efficiency 5, like that. This will be good though because the XP will be able to flow on out. And so what I might do XP wise to get the XP flowing on out might be to do something a little like that. And then something a little like this with a slab. And I may do that right across here because see, that way we can stand on it, and then the XP can flow out really, really easy. And so we'll make that adaptation right now. So that's a Thunderhand adaptation right there. Nothing against Logical Geek Boy. That guy definitely knows what he's doing. I just find that the XP gets hung up in there and it doesn't want to come out. I mean, eventually it finds its way out there, but you know, it's a heck of a lot nicer when you can help it out and give it a path out from out which it can flow. English. Let's do a little screen refresh here. So Blubs, he had to take off for a little bit. That's fine. I do appreciate him stopping by though. And let's do a screen refresh here in the in Streamlabs. There we go. So how did I find out about Streamlabs? I sent my older son, Biggie Cheese. I sent him to one of those IDE? No, ID tech camps that they have out here in California. I think they have them all across the country. They might even have them around the world, as a matter of fact. But we had been sending him to those ID tech camps for the last few years, easily every summer for a summer camp. And this past one that he went to is where he learned about Streamlabs. So these guys should be able to stand here, no problem. And yet the XP will come a-floating out. Now, mind you, we have levitating things like this and stuff, and it might not look that cool, but you know what? One of the things that you can do in between here is you can use carpets, and I don't think the carpets block the XP, but you know, they kind of dress this up a little bit like this, right? And I don't think you necessarily have to have one back here for your little dude to stand on, but if you want to, you can do that. You know, and it doesn't have to be white carpet. It doesn't have to be white. White wool. Why did you do that? Do what? Accent the H in the word wool. It's white wool. Yes, that's what I said. White wool. No, you said white wool. I most certainly did not. So, you know, you could do something like this, and yet I think the XP will still flow out through the carpets. I'm not sure. I think it will, but we can try. We can set up some villagers in here and see what happens. But XP flow is one of the modifications I make to these things. It just doesn't look that nice. At the very least, I'd probably do something like that on the, and just to cover up the middle portions. A little something like that. I don't know. That's what I did before, right? And then I just didn't leave those in there. Ah, thunder. All right. So I probably do something like this. And I'm not so certain about these up here because I like to leave the signs up there. But that would be minimal what we would wind up having for a villager trading hall. And it's really, you know, aside for the zombie track in the back, it's really not that different from mine. You know, it's pretty darn close. So I like the confirmation that I get for this when I come across something on my own, and I develop something on my own, and then I see, you know, I see the greats, Logical Geek Boy, Gnenmon, and Ilmango and those guys, and the Hermits doing things like this, and I'm like, okay, you know, that's something, number one, that I didn't have to copy from them, and number two, that I'm on the right track. I'm getting the right thing. I'm not on those guys' levels at all. I'm not a programmer. I don't go looking at the code of the game. Okay, I have done that a couple of times, but yeah, I have done that. But I'm not as slick at it as those guys are, and I don't have their time either. I'm just not productive enough to run a full-time job and a family and accomplish everything they accomplish here. I really don't. Although I will suspect, though, I'm not so sure in Logical Geek Boy's case, but I know on the SciCraft server, and I do suspect with the Hermits too, that they have a lot of their fans doing a lot of stuff. And I don't say that in a disapproving kind of way. I'm just saying it must be nice to have that fan base and to say, here, design me a Halloween house or something, or here, design me a villager training hall, or, well, actually, those guys, I know the Hermits just look at Ilmango or Gnembon's builds and stuff, and then they learn from those, and then they do what I do. They modify them for their own needs. But my point is they have time for this, and I don't. That's my point. Okay, on the first floor, I wanted to make 16. I set this up for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I have to count them again and again to make sure I did it right. But see, you know, I wouldn't necessarily. Now, the zombie is going to be walking down here, and he needs to be able to see every single villager. All of them, he needs to be able to see. Yeah, he needs to be able to see all of these guys. All right, then we'll have to test it. I'll have to test it out. But not tonight. I'm almost ready to end the stream. So I do have the right amount. And now, since this will be floor 1 with all the farmers, I just need to have 8. So I need to have 4 on each side, which means knocking out these 2 middle stations. And I like the symmetry of this already. Now the top floors will have the 20s, but this bottom floor I know I only need 16. Now here though I might keep on the walkway. I'll keep the walkway in. I'll just take out. I'll just take out the stations. Oh, you know what I'm not thinking about though? I'll interrupt the zombie track. But for the first floor, you know, that's no problem because I'll just have 4 zombies. Right? I'll just have a zombie for these guys. I'll have a zombie for these guys, a zombie for those guys, a zombie for... And then on the floors upstairs, it'll just be 2 zombies, 1 on each side. Okay. All right. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. So we'll need to get under here now and take out the middle 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll need to take out these, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So these will have to go, right? And then we'll work on some kind of entranceway, some sort of grand entranceway here, and like that. We won't need any of that. And again, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do for this. I'll have to figure that out. I don't think I'll need the trapdoors. Then I can just extend this across like that. Yeah, and these will be my entrances, actually. Like this. And so one of these will be, actually, depending on where the spawn dais is. So let me think. Where's my beacon? There's the beacon. Okay. That would be 0, 0. Okay. It doesn't really matter. So you would come in off the street like this. Onto this layer like this. And you would come into the hall here. You would run down here, make a bunch of trades, make 4, 8, 12, 16, and then you would be all set for pumpkins, right? And then you would come over, and maybe on one of these ends would be the bubble vader that's bringing up in the columns of chests that are bringing up all of the pumpkins. And you would grab another 3 more stacks, 3 stacks of pumpkins, make another run. Pick up more pumpkins. And you could make 2 of those runs every day. Now, a couple of supplies I'm going to have here for villagers, for players is I'll have a I'll have a bed nearby. So when they're in each one of these, of course, the hotel will have tons of beds, right? But um, in the trading hall, I'll make sure I have at least one bed on every floor, maybe two, so players can, as they're trading here, it gets to be nighttime, they can go plunk down. That's going to be important because this will be out over the water and it won't be in that mushrooms field biome. Parts of it will be, but parts of it won't, and you'll get mobs spawning in here. Not cool. That's how accidents happen, right? And so I have to think of lighting and mob spawning and things like that. So, all right, there's also a mod that I saw Logical Geek Boy has, and I see the Hermits have it too. I know Impulse has it and Tango has it, where they can hit a key and it will show the path of sight uh, for mobs, and then you can check the path of sight that the zombie will have and make certain that he has a clear path of sight. Then you can decide what needs to be changed here, what you can change uh, for materials and things like that. But I'm pleased to see that, you know, aside from the zombie track in the back, his system is very, very close to mine. I like it. I like it. I like the confirmation, is what I mean. I should say my system is very close to his, all right? Let's give credit where credit is due here, Thunderhand. All right, and so this is the idea. And remember, one side has Logical Geek Boy's a zombie delivery system, and you can see how much building that takes up. It's not a criticism. I understand what he's doing there. And then once I got all the villagers into place, I would remove all that stuff, and it may wind up looking something like this. And then I'm going to put rows on each side, and so the interior of the building at least will have these kind of proportions to them, just like this. Okay, I'm going to do a be right back, and then I'm going to sign off. Okay, and sorry for the break there, but I'm back. And while I was away, I watched the video, and what I found is the levers here, which raise and lower the blocks onto which the villagers stand, are very, very important. Notice I removed them here. They're not part of the village drop. What they do is they actually drop the villager down to the zombie's levels so the zombie can convert them. And then when you flick the lever, it pulls them back up so the zombie can't reach them anymore. And that's how the zombie goes about his conversions. So these parts are needed over here. And so we need lever, not lever. Again, that's my personal preference, but the lever. And I don't think yeah, see, I wouldn't be able to put them on the stone block. No, my concept is ruined. Ah, cone. Okay, so, well, well, hold on now. I just need them here in front of each. Yeah, I only need them in front of each composter, right? And I could put either step. Oh god, what's the command for weather? Is it as simple as this? Clear? Really? Oh, okay. Remember, I'm not used to working in creative mode, so I'm trying to remember creative mode commands. Let's see. So let me see. Stair here, or you know what? I'm going to put. I'm going to put stairs here. Let's see what how the stairs look. Because the other thought I had was slabs. Oops. So I suppose if he's on this side here, and I was here, maybe the XP would come flowing out through there. Yeah, that might do. You know what? And for these over here. Oh no, that just looks terrible. Okay, let's just stick with that. All right, that looks good. I think this will help the XP path out a little bit better. The alternative is doing this between each one, but then you get this kind of stuff. You know, I want to be able to quickly run along and not fall into there. And so, yeah, I don't want the half slabs. They're not half slabs. That would be a quarter slab, Thunderhand. It's just a slab. So I just want to be able to run right down this line without bumping up and down. Okay, yeah, that would be good. But so much for my idea about the carpets, right? And so now that would only leave carpets in the middle like that. I mean, you can still run up and down, but right, and so you'd have these sections of carpet between each one. Yeah, maybe. Okay, and so this the point is this apparatus is important. Okay, so let's. That means we do need the observers and the pistons. Do we? No, we don't. No, we don't. We just need the bottom part here. We just need the bottom parts. And so I can start this over here. Like that. And then we can bring them down here. Like that. That's good. Okay, and then we need the pistones next, right? Let's do that. I think we're done there with those. Let's go place these guys. They have to be facing up. Hawk, up. Thunderhand, up. I'm doing the best that I can. Okay, that's good. And then we needed some redstone. Like such. And then we needed to flick these guys up and down. And see, the stair still works back there, so I can keep the stair. That works just fine. I don't think that'll make a difference. A bit of difference. There we go. I got to talk in my regular voice here. You know, if I'm talking to people from other places who have different accents, and I spend enough time with them, I start talking like them, and and it's annoying. It's annoying to listen to. It's fun to say, but it's annoying to listen to. All right. Again with the rain. So I think there's a... I think there's a command that I could set. Some sort of game command I can, so there's no weather. And I'll have to remember what that is. I don't remember what it is now, but I'm not about to waste time looking it up. I won't put you guys through that. But yeah, this portion with the levers and the raising and the lowering, that stuff's important. Because when we do this, for example, and let's play the part of the zombie like this. Oh, that's unfortunate. It drops the villager down, and then the zombie can reach them. And can I reach the lever from here? Yes, I can. And then it raises them back up. And for some reason, I don't know. I think the zombie can still reach them. I would think that the zombie could still reach them there. That's odd. I'm going to have to watch the video again. But I would be thinking, what would stop the zombie from coming along and just, if the villager's right here, just whacking their legs? It could be that the zombie needs to see the villager's head. That might be. So if the zombie just sees the villager's feet, that might not be enough. They might need to see the villager's head. And from down here, they wouldn't be able to. So when you lower them, then they drop in. The zombie can see the villager's head, gives them a whack. Whoops, I forgot I'm in creative mode. Gives them a whack, and then they convert. And then once they do convert, you raise them back up. The zombie can't see the head anymore. They can't path to them. All right, that makes sense. So also at one of the two ends, we're going to have a stockpile of potions of weakness and golden apples. That's right. So players can just come over to the stockpile of golden apples, come over here and pitch the potions. In fact, should we just make I was thinking of putting chests right above them and just loading the stuff right into them and just restocking the chests here. So we might make a system here that deposits those items into the chests above them. Then you can just reach into the chest and do your bit with the healing and the conversion, and then as you pull them out, maybe they replenish the supplies. That sounds like quite the complicated redstone apparatus. I don't know. The simpler method would be is just to keep some chests stocked over here and stuff full of those things, but and just every now and then come to the island and restock it. and just let the players do that. Do any of the villagers sell golden apples? I don't think they do. The farmers sell golden carrots. Wonder what happens if you try to convert them with a golden carrot. Kidding. I'm kidding. All right, so this is the start anyway. And so this is roughly now the outside of the building. Right, the zombie track is there. Our track to walk along would be here. And so the outside of the building would be here. And let's pretend that we're... Now, this is not going to be the wall, I promise. But dimensions-wise, just to get an idea of how big the building is, the building will do something like this. All right, and of course, same thing on the other side, right? Symmetry is all about the symmetry. That and like that. Okay, and so it gives you an idea of some of the dimensions. Some of the dimensions of the building, right? And how big it's going to wind up being. It'll be that wide and about maybe that long. And so you're thinking, well, you know, Thunder, that's not very rectangular. But remember, we're going to have some sort of bubble vader and over here on the sides, and probably some sort of system to keep a supply of potions of weakness and golden apples available, with some beds here to sleep in and things like that. So there'll be some sort of column or something on this side, and it may be round, it may be cylindrical, I don't know. And then on this side will be the array of the pumpkin farm, where the pumpkin farm comes up. Now, I'm not sure how far the pumpkin farm will extend. I don't know if I will keep it extending all the way up to the top, because I'll have several floors for different kinds of trades. But this will be ground level right here. So you'll come in off the street and then right into the trading center like such, as such. And then the farmers will be the first trades that you'll be making. Right here. These will be the first trades that you'll be making. And you know what? I may not do the rail system and all of that. I may not do this. I may just build it. I may just go directly for this. I think I can manage to get these guys in the booths without the rail system. The rail system is fun though, and it's a cool build, and it'll give me some ideas to do some other things, but I think for right now. But you know, then again, I don't know, because I got a lot of these guys to do. I really do have a lot of these guys to do. So maybe I will incorporate the rail system. Depends on how much, you know, then I have to gather those materials though. Like I'm going to have to gather the quartz for the observers and stuff. Here, I wouldn't need to do that. And you know what? I could just chop holes in and then ride them along on a rail and then just drop them in. I could do that. It'd be a bit of a pain in the butt, but yeah, I might do something like this. Okay, I can dream about this later tonight as I'm failing to be able to sleep. All right, so let's get down into position again. I think I was right about here. And let's do this, and let's do this, and a little bit like that. So with this, I'm going to sign off, everybody, for the evening. I hope you enjoyed the stream. A little bit of creative mode stuff, a little bit of design work in creative mode, and then when we get the design the way that we like it, um, uh, we'll do a flyby, get a couple of reference shots and stuff, and then we'll reproduce it in survival mode, and we'll do it right, and there won't be any cheating or anything. We'll gather all the materials a good old-fashioned way with a lot of hard work and stuff, and roll up our sleeves, and we'll get to work on that thing, and we'll build ourselves an awesome trading hall. Going might be a little bit on the slow side. I'm going to try my best to try to build as quickly as possible for you guys. But then again, there is only me. So, so right now there is only me. So I'm going to try to keep it going as fast. And I know you might be thinking, well, building it in creative mode is kind of slow because I'm technically having to build it twice. I build it once in creative mode and then I reproduce it in survival mode. I'm building it twice, but creative mode goes a little bit faster, right? Because the materials, I don't have to mine them and stuff, and it's a little bit faster, and I don't have to go through. So the decision-making process is a lot quicker, right? And I don't have to improvise as much when I get back into the survival world, because that's usually how I do it. I don't usually go into creative mode here. I just improvise everything in survival mode, which I think is kind of cool and kind of hardcore, and a little bit of a flex sometimes. But on the other hand, it does take a long time. It takes a long time to build that way, especially when I'm only building by myself. So, with that said, I just want to give an extra shout out to Blubber and Forza for stopping by today. Thanks, dude. Thanks for stopping by tonight. I appreciate the company. Just remember that it's raining again. Oh, don't worry, I'll take care of that. I'll look up whatever the code is in. I'll put that in my. I'll put the command in here, whatever it is. I should just look it up now. But just remember that these weeknight streams like this are unscheduled streams. So if you're a follower, watch your notifications, and that way you'll know when I'm streaming. You can come on and we can chat. We can have a good time. I appreciate the company. I hope you appreciate it too. I try to do my best here. We do have two scheduled streams. I have one on Saturday that I do at noontime from the Generations Minecraft Realm server. I may occasionally go into creative mode here to do some design stuff, but I try to do most of this off camera. But I don't mind doing some of it on camera and giving you guys a sneak preview of kind of like how we do this here. And but that's Saturdays at noontime here on the West Coast. Our other scheduled stream is on Sunday at 9 a.m. That's called Kachi time. That's where me and my younger son, Kachi, do all kinds of crazy Kachi things. That's his time to do whatever he wants. And sometimes we play Hypixel, Bed Wars, TNT Run, whatever he wants to do. Sometimes we play Roblox, and we play Zombie Rush, and we play Piggy, and we play all kinds of crazy games that sometimes he wants to come into creative mode and build all his crazy and silly things and stuff. And so Kachi time, that's 9 a.m. and it's a lot of fun watching me struggle to try to keep up with him because he's so good. A couple of quick announcements. We do have a YouTube channel, so if you're not able to attend the streams, remember that the stream recaps are up on Twitch. That's thunderhand64_gaming at Twitch, but they're only up there for 14 days. So I offload those to our YouTube channel, thunderhand64_gaming 2, and that's where I archive all of these streams here. So you can go there and check out the streams. And if you would be so inclined, you're certainly welcome to like and subscribe if so inclined. I do greatly appreciate that. Also, we have an Instagram where, occasionally I go on there and I upload screenshots and I chat with some messages with some of the viewers and stuff because you guys are really cool folks and I like doing that. We're also have a Discord server in the works. And I hope to be able to open that up to the public and assign some moderators, and we can have some good interaction between us in that place. But you remember, that has to be nice. You have to be good with the language. It's still family channel. So with that, I will, as always, bid all of you guys to enjoy the rest of your evening, your morning, your afternoon, wherever you happen to be. And please come on by the stream. I really enjoy the company. Bye for now.